So, folks, Pete Hegseth announced mandatory gender-affirming care for the military the other day, and it's deeply weird. As a trans person, I talk about gender-affirming care on the regular over on the Transatlantic Call-In show. Go check that out over on the line. That's what we call in the biz a plug. But Pete Hegseth is imposing this seemingly out of the blue to masculinize our modern day fighting force. I guess it's just really weird that we've come from a position of Biden is going to do forced feminization camps to Donald Trump is doing forced masculinization within our military, and it's really weird. It's deeply weird, guys. Check this out.
At the Department of War, we have the most elite warriors on the face of the earth. Every single day, you are pushed to your absolute physical and mental limits to master the profession of arms. We demand your all, and you give it. But while we invest heavily in our weapon systems, platforms, and gear, our most decisive tactical advantage will always be the individual warfighter. We have a sacred duty to maintain that advantage, which is why we must constantly look for new ways to optimize your performance, your resilience, and your long-term health.
I'm seeing people say it's lit so bad. I disagree. It's lit like everything needs to be piss-colored to make it look more gold. I guarantee you at some point Donald Trump told his entire communications team that they need to make their videos more golden to make it look fancier.
And to meet that commitment today, I'm authorizing a new screening program for testosterone deficiency for our service members, ensuring you have the right testosterone levels to operate at your absolute best. Because it's well-established science that as we age, testosterone levels often naturally drop. Under the supervision of our world-class medical professionals, the Department of War.
I'm sorry. So, just to be very clear here, they kicked trans people out of the military, or tried to, with the argument that the military was simply spending too much money on gender-affirming care, and now they're imposing a mandatory gender-affirming care for the military.
It's the **** house.
It's the piss house. It's true. It's true. But that's where we're at. No. It's too expensive to actually give transgender troops, people who've signed up and for years served this country, and in some cases given their lives for this country. No. It's too much money to give them the medical care that they need. No. We're going to institute mandatory gender-affirming care for only the men in the military. And if you are an older man in the military and your hormone levels have naturally come down, we're going to unnaturally amp them up. And if you start thinking to yourself, wait a minute, does that mean we're gonna basically have roided up military? The answer to that is yes. We're basically seeing the head of the military in the United States here talk about how we're gonna force masculinize the military.
Force mask kink?
Yeah, no, unironically, Electra, unironically. They're just like, what if if we inject testosterone into enough of these guys, we'll get super soldiers someday. That's literally what they're doing. It's crazy.
This dude is just projecting his insecure masculinity.
This dude, Pete Hegseth, is so insecure about his masculinity that he needs to inject testosterone into other men. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're just gonna start fucking and fighting each other. I mean, that's kind of what a lot of folks in the military already do.
Wonder how this applies to trans men also fucking with hormones. This is a bad idea.
I mean, if anything, to me, it's just if you're going to impose this program, then there should be really nothing preventing trans men from serving whatsoever, even under your own twisted logic, But yet, here we are. Women are awesome snipers. Women are awesome at a lot of different things in the military. One could say all of the things in the military, because women are just as capable as men. Also, especially in 2026 when like we have like one of the most advanced militaries on the planet. You being able to lift a little bit more on your shoulders doesn't really mean that much when like you have a fucking bazooka.
Once again, the dreams of the Cold War find a way again. The spirit of the super soldier lives in the fascists of today.
Don't say that. They like that shit. You don't understand. They eat that shit up. And the reality is, like, this is terrible. This is terrible. This is mandatory screening. This is, let's invade every member of the military's privacy and inject them with steroids. Is the meth coming next? You know, that is something that I've also seen a lot of people talking about today in the wake of this announcement, which is that this does really come across like Hitler forcing, you know, the Nazis to do meth.
Used to work at a military hospital lab and they were already doing a lot of testosterone testing. Also sometimes overuse of testosterone leads to psychosis, so that's cool.
Yeah, and like, you know, I've talked with folks and they
You would think a gun would be equally capable of killing somebody in the hands of a man or woman, but according to these squalid fucks, only men can be military.
True. Didn't you guys know, you fools, you rubes, guns have gender? Having a bazooka does not make up for a lack of physical ability. It absolutely does. No human being has the capacity to jump on a tank and rip it apart with their bare fucking hands. Tools are what make us powerful.
Are they trying to make like Nazi super soldiers again?
God, are they trying to make Nazi super soldiers again? I mean, kinda, yeah. No, it absolutely does. Try going fisticuffs with a fucking tank. Try punching down an F-18. Like when you start talking about like, well, women just can't do it. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You don't know. I know that there are women that are stronger than men. That exists. Some women are stronger than some men. Some men are stronger than some women. Making the argument that like being able to carry a bazooka is absolutely relevant in the context of military engagement where you're not asking people to be able to punch a tank into oblivion. You're asking them to carry a goddamn bazooka and blow it up. That's what you're asking. You are asking for the capacity to aim. You're asking for certain basic abilities in order to be field ready. But like ultimately, when we're oh my god, do we have like somebody who's quibbling about the terminology? Are we bazookas aren't anti-tank weapons? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You understand what I mean. Don't be willfully obtuse. Like don't like actually be obtuse. This is a decision you're making to willfully misunderstand the point I'm making. Like, goddamn. I hate it. I hate it when you guys be like this. It's awful. The point I'm making is that in an era of tools, what matters is who can use the tool to do the job.
As long as we have S standard of intelligence and fitness regardless of gender, it shouldn't matter if some women make it into the army or whatever.
Women are good at a lot of things. Combat is not one of them. You shut the fuck up. I guarantee you there are women who can beat your ass. Well, combat isn't one of them. Shut the fuck up. Oh, women just aren't good at combat. Give them a gun, and they'll be good at combat. I never said that. I'm going to quote you right here. You don't know. Women are good at a lot of things, but combat is not one of them. You literally said that. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Women just aren't good at that shit.
Catracel White?
I'm sorry, but the idea that like men have this monopoly on use of force. Men are the only people who can kill anybody. Men are the only people who are good at combat. I never said that they can't fight or that they can't be in the military. No, what you said is that they're not good at combat, which just isn't fucking true. That's a bullshit statement. That's bullshit. You know it's bullshit. You're willfully misunderstanding.
This bigot needs to look up Lyudmila Pavlichenko. She was a badass Soviet sniper lady.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. You don't know. I don't know what. I know that women can carry guns. I know that women can carry rifles. I know that women have done those things, and I know that women have excelled at doing so. The idea here that women, on the whole, are worse at combat than men is bullshit. There's nothing backing that up whatsoever. You don't know anything about combat. I know a fair amount about combat, actually.
Friendly reminder: the reason the Olympics began separating shooting based on gender is because women consistently outperformed men and the felt emasculated, so should...
I'm sorry. Ninja Not, I literally have a degree in medieval military conflict. You don't know anything about combat. Shut the fuck up. Only women, only men have ever been fielded in battle. They're the only ones who are effective. That's ahistorical. It's sexist. And it's not true. You said men are better at combat than women. That's just not true. And as we've invented deadlier tools, it's gotten more untrue. Like, damn. Don't you be coming after me when you're not capable of understanding my fucking points? Wait, Jack has a degree in medieval warfare. I minored in medieval military history, yes. Children? Ninja Not, you've been in chat for a while now, so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that this is like a mental break that you're having, which I want you to understand is an incredibly generous act from my present level of rage. So I'm going to put you in a timeout for 24 hours. If you come back like this again, like, you're toast. Like, what you're spouting right now is fucking nonsense. Like, I'm sorry. In an age when you have people, like, wielding guns and machinery to do the predominant heavy lifting in warfare, the idea that, like, oh, women just are bad in the military, or like men are superior in combat. Like, no. Especially when you're talking about people who are trained to fucking do this shit. And this isn't me to engage in like a we need more female drone pilots or anything like that. Like, I don't give a shit about this. But that kind of mindset is what leads to systemic discrimination. It is what leads to people saying women shouldn't be allowed in the military. It is what leads to people saying women should stay in the home. And if you think in your head you've carved out like this situation where, oh, actually, no. I'm not saying that women aren't as good as men. I'm just saying that they're not suited for combat. Like, you've already given into the argument. You've already given into the first step of this argument that conservatives lead with. Men are better at combat. It's why wives need to stay at home where they belong. I guess that's fair. I just add the caveat that it's evil and probably shouldn't exist regardless of who's in it in its current form. While discussing it, I guess. I don't know. Well, I mean, that's fair. But this is the thing, right? I'm talking about the world as it is right now. And as it is right now, we have massive militaries across the planet. And the United States has one of the biggest. And when we talk about the policies that affect the United States military, a lot of civil rights trickle down from what happens within the US military. So I do understand that the American imperial system that is propped up by our military is evil and bad and exploitative. But when we're talking about how, like, what kind of rights are enshrined in our military, what kind of priorities we have in our military, how we view members of our military, how we treat the capabilities of people in our military, all of that trickles down into American society. And when you have a situation where somebody is going, well, women just aren't as good at combat, that is opening up the door to this idea that, like, women shouldn't be in the military at all, and that women shouldn't really be in the workforce at all, and that, you know, women should really be in the home. That's the line of logic that conservatives use. They use this idea that women are just incapable in combat, or less capable in combat, to say all those downstream points. And I think that those are things we need to head off snip right at the butt, you know? But, like, I do think it's worth noting, of course, yes, we should all seek to not be tools of US imperialism. But, like, damn, I fucking hate it when I see people making this argument. I just, if a Glock is pointed at you by a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. It's just as deadly. Anyway, Pete Hegseth is a silly little Billy, and this forced masculinization has not gone unnoticed by the trans community. And frankly, I find it very funny in a sad kind of way because, you know, we're living in a world where, you know, the forced feminization camps under Biden never happened, but the forced masculinization camps actually are happening right now. I'm sure the Dems won't utilize this at all. Oh no, Democrats will avoid this at all costs because to them it's scary and like maybe something will be maybe they'll say something wrong. Maybe people will get angry at them. I don't know, but it's gross. You know, it's gross. And you know, we don't have to cave into gross ways of thinking. All that being said, folks, if you got anything out of this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, and do consider dropping those subs, donos, memberships, super chats, etc. because you guys make this show possible. Couldn't do it without you fine folks. And also, join your local Dems, join your local DSA, get involved today, and kick those corporate Dems out. And get working class people together, build that solidarity, do the shit. And if you need help going to your first meeting, join your local DSA or local Dems. We can help you do that.
BTW, did you see that supposedly in the documents the White House released, that the evidence they gave for the hackability of poll books was someone installing Doom on one of the machines?
No, but that is very funny.
Without women ensuring effective logistics, ensuring that supply lines kept going, and testing new equipment like airplanes in WW2, things would have been different.
It's true. Also, women fought in World War II. Like, women were engaged in combat during World War II. Like, this is something that always makes me so fucking mad. But the idea that, like, men are better at combat than women comes from sexist ideas rooted in patriarchy. The idea that, like, you know, men are supposed to go and die to protect the women and the children, as if women and children don't also pay prices in war. You know, women engage in combat. Women have been engaged in combat the whole fucking damn time. My great grandma served in the Soviet military. Hell yeah. Anyway, if you need help getting involved, join our Discord, reach out to Gamergy for help with your local DSA, reach out to Dragonfly for help with your local Dems, and folks, last but not least, check out ImogeneOlivia.com, gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes, tested with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks, etc. It's comfortable, sexy, non-tucking lingerie. Go check it out, ImogeneOlivia.com. Just got restocked, there's a new color too. Link down in the description. Let's keep on going.
Riverboat Jack is going to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the scenes. Politics, dating, and plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord.